Fairies can save your life in the Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and we mean that literally. Fairies will leap out of their bottles to save Zelda by restoring a small amount of hearts when she dies, effectively reviving her in her time of need. But to harness the revitalizing power of fairies, you first need to capture them in fairy bottles. There are a total of 4 fairy bottles hidden around Hyrule. Here we will show you where to find all of them, as well as give you some tips on where to find the fairies you need to fill them up. You can find the first fairy bottle in a cave in the southern forest just east of Southern Village. To get the fairy bottle, head inside the cave and either defeat or avoid the first few enemies. If you haven't learnt the Ignazol Echo yet, make sure you do so now, as you will need it to solve a puzzle further on in the cave. Head to the right and through the next door to face off against a few more enemies. Once the coast is clear, use the Ignazol Echo to light the torch on the right side of the door and collect your first fairy bottle from the chest. You can collect the next fairy bottle by completing a quest in Kakariko Village. Speak to the lady outside the small farm on the west side of town to get started. The woman has lost all 5 of her cuckoos and needs you to find and deliver them safely back to their pen. The cuckoos do move around a little, so yours might not be in the exact same spots as ours were, but there should be 3 cuckoos hidden around the main part of town, 1 in the graveyard just above the farm, and the last will be on top of the windmill in the northeastern corner of Kakariko Village. There are many ways you can reach the top of the windmill, but we used a combination of trampolines and wooden boxes to bounce our way to the top. The third fairy bottle can also be found by completing a quest, this time in Seaside Village. Once you've completed the Searching for Everyone and Still Missing quests, head to Seaside Village in Zora Cove and speak to the man on top of his ship. He will point you to another ship which is wrecked in southwest Zora Cove. Climb aboard the ship and bind the hatch to get inside. Once on board the ship, defeat the enemies and blow up the boxes along the back wall to reveal a hidden door. Head deeper into the ship until you reach another room full of enemies. You can kill these enemies, but you can also just as well avoid them while making your way to the door on the left. The next room will see you in an underwater area where you have to swim down, to the left and back up, fighting monsters along the way. If you're getting low on air, swim through the bubbles to replenish your supply. Once you surface, create a pillar of water blocks to reach the other side of the room and bind the statue to move it to the left. Your goal is to somehow get the statue on top of the shelf and onto the button. Create a pillar of water blocks, swim to the top and jump to the left to get the statue on top of the shelf. This will clear your way to the next room. Fight your way to the door on the right and prepare to defeat the mini-boss lurking on the ship. This mini-boss is called Baronade. Baronade is surrounded by smaller berry enemies which you can pick off using your sword fighter form or an echo that isn't weak to electricity. Once all the berry are picked off, the Baronade will fall to the ground, giving you an opportunity to attack. Defeat the monster and return to the man in Seaside Village to give him the good news. He will give you the third fairy bottle as a reward. The last fairy bottle will be given to you by the stamp guy after collecting 15 stamps. There are small stamp stands dotted all around Hyrule. It doesn't matter what order you find them in, as long as you find 15, the stamp man will fall from the sky and give you the final fairy bottle. But it's no use having fairy bottles if you don't have any fairies to put in them. There are a few fairy spots around Hyrule, like the pond in Southern Forest or the waterfall above the river Zora Village. But one of the best places to find fairies is at the Great Fairy Fountain. The Great Fairy is hidden in a small island in the middle of Lake Hylia with a warp point out the front so you can head straight there whenever you need more fairies. The Great Fairy will also increase your equipment slot so you can equip more than one accessory at a time, which is a great help in the later stages of your adventure. And that's it for fairy bottles in the Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. There is still so much more to learn about Zelda's first adventure, however, so make sure to head over to IGN's Echoes of Wisdom wiki, where you'll find pages on how to find all of the heart pieces, Slumber Dojo levels, and walkthroughs for side quests, dungeons, and more. And of course, for everything else video games, stick with IGN.